Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm James Schaefer. Let's get right to your top stories brought to you by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. A Connecticut police officer charged in a fatal DUI crash will be allowed to go home to await trial. Robert Ferraro was released from house arrest on Thursday. He faces felony charges in the crash that killed Joseph Castellano, a fellow officer and high school friend of Ferraro's.
Regardless of what ends up happening in this case, regardless of that, it's a huge loss for everyone. Obviously the Castellano family, but it's just devastating for Robert Ferraro to have lost his best friend and partner in this way.
About 150 people were left stranded when the high roller observation wheel at the Linq came to a halt. The stoppage lasted for about 90 minutes. A spokesman for Caesars Entertainment says a network connectivity issue was to blame. All the passengers got off the high roller safely and were given refunds. 3 suspected members of the Boogaloo movement are still waiting to go to trial more than a year after they were arrested. Review Journal's Jen Ah has the details. Jen?
Well, James, the 3 men were arrested 16 months ago on felony terrorism-related charges, and they're still waiting for their trials to start. Andrew Lynham, William Loomis, and Stephen Parshall are accused of conspiring to cause violence at last year's Black Lives Matter protests. Their trials have been delayed because the COVID-19 pandemic has created a backlog in the court system. However, Chief Deputy District Attorney Michael Dickerson says this particular case has not been adversely affected more than any other cases in the system.
One defense attorney says his client wants to have a COVID-free trial. He wants to actually see his accusers without them, as he says, hiding behind a mask. So he's willing to wait, and it's not a problem for him.
The 3 defendants are expected to stand trial in federal court in January and again in Clark County District Court in June. All 3 men have pleaded not guilty. James?
In your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. UNLV's public radio station only plays jazz, but if you listen on Sundays, you might hear more than just that. Meet George Lyons, one of the DJs at KUNV. His weekly show, The Lion's Den, uses a format that he calls musical schizophrenia. He plays rock, jazz, concerts, and anything else he feels is worth sharing.
You're coming into my den, and I'm playing you my music. It's perfect. It's The Lion's Den. And then musical schizophrenia evolved out of that.
Now to your sports, sponsored by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app and get a bonus up to $500 when you sign up. Due to injury, Raiders running back Kenyon Drake missed his previous opportunity to play against his former team, the Miami Dolphins, when he was in Arizona last year. This Sunday, he'll finally get his chance.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hyped for this game. Obviously, I got a lot of history with the Dolphins. A lot of the players that I play with and kind of came up with are still on the team. So not, no bad blood or anything, but definitely want to go out there and, just play to my highest capability.
Now let's take a look at your local forecast, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. Happy Friday, everyone. Sunny conditions out there today. Winds in the valley getting up to 10 miles per hour. Highs today only top at 93 degrees with our low for this evening at 70 degrees. For your weekend, mostly sunny conditions with some light cloud coverage. Temps staying under 100 degrees. And if you were waiting for fall temps, well, you might just be in luck because we are looking at a possible Wednesday high of 84 degrees. Unbelievable. In your health news, sponsored by 4M Dental, love your smile again. Protecting workers from extreme heat might hurt Nevada businesses. The Biden administration has proposed a set of new regulations, including heat standards for the workplace. Unions and worker groups have applauded the proposals, but business groups are expected to object to the cost.
The Department of Labor is looking at regulations that would protect workers in particular from extreme heat, and would also establish regulations that would demand or require employers to provide equipment or training and face possible fines and penalties if they don't follow through with the regulations or follow those.
In your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability, a fond farewell at the Nevada Gaming Commission. John Moran presided over his final meeting as the commission's chairman on Thursday. He spent 14 years in the Gaming Commission, making him the longest serving member in its history. He also has served on the Colorado River Commission and the Board of Wildlife Commissioners.
I got a couple of people fishing around to see if I'm interested in, going on to the other side again, and I may end up doing that. So we'll see what happens with that.
Sports betting sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. UNLV is a whopping 30-1 underdog on the money line at Boyd Gaming for tonight's game against number 22 Fresno State. The Bulldogs are 30.5-point home favorites over the Rebels. The total is 59.5 points. Last week, Fresno State upset then number 13 UCLA 40-37, while UNLV lost 48-3 to Iowa State. In other games tonight, Virginia is a 3.5-point home favorite over Wake Forest, and Liberty is a 6.5-point road favorite against Syracuse.
In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Oakmont of Las Vegas, assisted living and memory care, the best care for the best life. A day to celebrate the rich traditions of outdoor sports. Saturday is National Hunting and Fishing Day, and it recognizes the contribution that hunters and anglers make to conserving our wildlife here in Nevada. Hunters have contributed millions of dollars to help restore the state's bighorn sheep population. Review Journal's columnist Doug Nielsen says one way to celebrate it is to take someone into the field who has never been there before. And with Veterans Day approaching, the City of Henderson wants to honor those who served our country. The city is taking nominations for names to be added to the Veterans Memorial Wall. The deadline for nominations is Saturday, and new names will be engraved on the wall in time for the city's Veterans Day ceremony. To submit a name, visit cityofhenderson.com. Thank you for watching 7 at 7 a.m. I'm James Schaefer. If you have Amazon Fire TV, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. And if you're watching 7 at 7 on YouTube, don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button down below. We'll see you back here later today for 7 at 7 p.m. from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Happy Friday.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.